Hello, and welcome to the Grapple with This AEW Dark review with me, Tom, aka the Crossroads Kid, Murphy Rhodes, and I am the host of the best and scousest AEW podcast here in the world. I'd even think scousest is a real word. Most scouse? The most scouse? The best and most scouse AEW podcast? I'm on the hunt for a new opening line, as you can tell. There does seem to be now another Scouse Wrestling podcast in the world, but it's all right because this one's the best one. But they're really cool as well. I'll give them a shout out on the Dynamite one tomorrow. So Taz, Excalibur, and Vita Scott were on commentary. Just going straight in today, aren't I? I haven't even told you about my day. What's going on today? There's a baby. Yeah, that's about it really. So Taz, Excalibur, and Vita Scott were on commentary, and our first match was Fuego del Sol, or Fire of the Sun, and Rembrandt Lewis against the Dark Order's Stu Grayson and Evil Uno, who absolutely wiped the floor with them. Rembrandt Lewis, literally the second Rembrandt in AEW after Ryan Rembrandt. What the hell is that all about? I was just art. I am an artsman. I'm an artist of my craft. I will be known as Rembrandt. Shit, there's another one. Yeah, Ryan Rembrandt managed... No, not Ryan Rembrandt. He wasn't even there. Rembrandt... I was going to say Ryan Rembrandt managed to botch a couple of things. He might have done. He didn't do it on telly. He might have just done it at home. I don't know, stubbed his toe or something. But Rembrandt Lewis, who was in the match, managed to botch a couple of things. I don't know. I think it was his debut, maybe, wasn't it? So, nerves, probably. Fuego del Sol was fed the wrestling mat for dinner. Good times. Next up, my best friend, Absolute Ricky Starks, took on Christopher Daniels in a really decent match, to be honest. Daniels did look maybe a little bit rusty, but he managed to cover it well, being the veteran in the years, of course. Veteran just means old, doesn't it? No, he's an absolute seasoned pro, I think Taz called him, and he is. Starks finished him with a spear. I really like this spear that Ricky Starks is doing. He kind of jumps off the ground before he hits it. It actually looks really good. He's not the usual kind of guy that you would associate a spear with, is he? You know, it's usually just like Edge with a long hair, or it's usually someone with really, really long hair or completely bald. Goldberg. But yeah, I wouldn't associate a spear with him, but it looks great, and I think the jump adds to his kind of flaunty, isn't it? That's not the word I'm looking for at all, but you know what I mean. And I think the jump really is cool and really, really works with his personality. Or I might just be chatting shit, I don't know. Ricky Starks won with that spear. He joined the commentary desk immediately after his match as well. Obviously, the powers that be recognise just how multi-talented that man is. We then had a tag match between Butcher and Blade with Eddie Kingston, of course, and the team of Puff and Calvin Stewart. I don't even know where to start here. Puff is a large man. We've seen large men before. There's nothing wrong with large men. But I'm not insulting him, right? It's just a surprise. There are folds on Puff that I didn't even know could exist. And he sort of dances to the ring, did he? And Calvin Stewart, by comparison, his tag team partner, I don't know if it was just the effect of being Puff's tag team partner, but Calvin Stewart just looked like completely nondescript generic wrestler 101 as he came to the ring with Puff. It was a sight. It was a sight to behold. It was a lot for my eyes to comprehend, to be honest. Also, Puff's entrance video was just an animated dancing donut, which is a whole other ball game completely. Butcher and Blade murdered them too. I like him. I like this. I like Puff. He looks cool. That's Puff with one F, by the way. He couldn't even be bothered finishing the word. That's where that came from, maybe. But yeah, I like him. He's got something about him. We didn't get to see much of it in that match. There's a lot of people online saying really good things about him, so I'm looking forward to seeing some more. Calvin Stewart didn't stand out, but when you're teamed with Puff, what are you supposed to do? Will Hobbs, I am so excited by this guy, I really am. He faced Serpentico, aka John Cruz's snaky alter ego, and he was with Luther, still in this weird little alliance. I don't understand. Do you know what I don't get? Why Serpentico is so much better than John Cruz in all things. Charisma, ability, movement. He's the same man. Anyway, Will Hobbs crushed him. Eddie Kingston's other two mates Ray Fenix and Penta El Zero. I've been calling Pentagon Jr. since the start of time. That's only recently I'm like, oh, changed the name. Whoops. Penta El Zero, aka the Lucha Brothers. They took on Dante Smiley and Max Stardom. You know, I really could never imagine a wrestler with a name like Max Stardom with 2 X's as well. Main event in a pay-per-view. It seems kind of counterproductive of a decision to not give yourself a catchy name. I don't know. It's a bit OTT. It's a bit over the top for me. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. Hopefully he does. But if he ever gets to the main event of a pay-per-view and that name is still his name, he is still called Max Stardom, I will formally tweet an apology to him. Yes, formally. He'll have a stamp on it and everything. They actually put in a great shift, though, to be honest, these two. It was the second time they teamed together. It looks like they've been working on some stuff together because there was a fair bit of cohesion between the two, I thought. Not enough to be the Lucha Brothers, of course, who won. But fair play to them. And, you know, that Dante Smiley's a strange one as well. He looks really laid back in his entrance, like he couldn't care less where he is or what he's doing. But he's got something about the way he moves in the ring. He could be quite good down the line, I reckon. Watch this space. So as I say, Lucha Brothers won that one. Dark Orders 5 and 10, aka Alan Angels and Preston Vance, respectively, faced Ryzen, the little happy-go-lucky fake Satanist, and Xander Gold. And you know what? That Xander Gold looked really strong. There were some great surprise performances on this Dark, I thought. He was one of them. Definitely hope to see more of him. Alan Angels and Preston Vance were too much for them, of course. Angels is probably the best wrestler in the entire Dark Order. It's ridiculous. I love how this faction are a genuine threat these days, though. And they do seem to win most of the matches they have, apart from pay-per-view. It's 4-on-4 matches. But, you know, that was Colt Cabana's fault, so. Kevin Blackwood and Daniel Garcia faced Sonny Kiss and Joey Janela. And like last week, Vader Scott mentioned that these were in a horrific car accident last year. That's Blackwood and Garcia, that is. Last week, I sort of took the piss out with them a little bit. But I found out some information about that car accident. Basically, Blackwood and Garcia were in a car with Puff and Kevin Bennett as well, another wrestler. They were driving home to Buffalo after wrestling in Montreal. They hit black ice, spun out, and hit a guardrail, like side on. Like they hit the end of the guardrail, side on to the car. So the car basically got ripped in half. Blackwood ended up fracturing his skull, breaking both of his ankles. Daniel Garcia broke an ankle. He broke his femur as well. Puff and Bennett managed to get away mostly unscathed. So crazy stuff. And amazing that all 4 guys are still wrestling. Absolute credit to them for just being like, yep, crack on, the show must go on. Anyway, Garcia and Blackwood crashed again directly into concrete in the form of Sonny Kiss. I've got to stop this. I have to stop. Accidents are no laughing matter. It's fine. They're alive. They're alive. They're alive. Physically. Gun Club. I swear there's more of them every week. They faced Mbadu from Nigeria. I say he's from Nigeria because his gimmick is he is from Nigeria. Isn't it? That's it. What's your gimmick, mate? Nigerian. No gimmick, not sort of nationality. Yeah, Nigerian. Yeah. Mbadu and Cruz. I don't think we've seen Cruz before. He was an interesting one. I'll have to see more of him to know how I feel about him. I'm trying to figure out what Billy Gunn's going to do with all these wins. They sort of feel like a waste. And Austin Gunn doesn't draw me at all. I preferred them when they were just in the crowd as shouty fans, to be honest. Ooh, some hard-hitting opinions on the Dark Review. What's going on there? Yeah, I don't know. I love Billy Gunn, even though he's just Billy and not Gunn at all. I love him, but, you know... he's not a viable threat, is he, to anything? I could never see them winning the tag team championships either, unless they really randomly get over organically with the fans. I just can't see it happening. Austin Gunn is too annoying. So yeah, I don't know. I don't feel like... Feels a bit pointless. I feel like you could be giving that time to someone else, but it's okay, because the matches are usually about 2 minutes long. Kyle and King next took on the newly signed Serena Deeb. I was really glad to see Deeb being signed. She looked really solid against Thunder Rosa on Dynamite a few weeks ago. I haven't seen her since she was in WWE. It took me a little while to realise who she was. She was actually a member of CM Punk's Straight Edge Society, and she was literally just called Serena. She had her head shaved, I think, on TV to join the Straight Edge Society. So yeah, I didn't even realise it was her at first. Anyway, really good match this with Kyle and King. King's getting better every week, but still not a big draw yet. I think there's something personality-wise she needs to work on, and she still needs to carry on working on what she's doing in the ring, but she is doing by wrestling every week, so fair play to her. King eventually tapped out to like a single leg Boston Crab. I think Deeb's going to do great things in AEW. She's very charismatic and she's good in the ring, and that's all you need sometimes, isn't it? So I'm really looking forward to seeing where she goes. Ben Carter, right, this match. Ben Carter, who has looked strong in defeat so far in AEW. He took on Lee Johnson, who had now lost 12 in a row. Johnson really has been one of my favourites on Dark in recent months. This match, though, between him and Ben Carter was absolutely top class. Incredibly fast-paced. Both young men had something to prove. There was intensity. Am I old enough to call these young men? I'm 28, like, what are they? They're like, I think they're 22 or 23. I don't know, 5, 6 years. Nah, probably not old enough yet to call them young men, am I? These young men. How old are they? Well, he's 3 weeks younger than me. Anyway. So yeah, anyway, this match was pay-per-view worthy in quality and absolutely worthy of a fight forever chance. I thought. I can't remember if they got one. I don't think so. But no, that's what I would have been chanting. If these guys are capable of this now, I would love to see a match between these two again in about 5 years when they've both got more experience behind them. I can't believe how little time they've been wrestling for. Insane. I just can't wait to see them in a few years' time. I can't call this match in hindsight. If you've not watched Dark, and even if you don't watch Dark and you just listen to these reviews, if you've got time to watch one match today, if you've got 10 minutes, watch this one. I have literally no idea who's going to take this until the very end. In fact, I'm not even going to say who won this in case you haven't watched it. If you've watched it, you know who won this anyway, and it was brilliant. If you've not watched it, go and watch it. I'm not telling you who wins because it was fantastic, and it's just a fantastic example of reasons to watch AEW Darks. Go watch that match. Unbelievable. Our main event was Eddie Kingston taking on Brian Pillman Jr., although this felt secondary to the one before it. Johnson and Carter stole the show completely. Right, so Pillman Jr. and Kingston obviously have two very different styles, vastly different. So this made for an entertaining match, but Kingston managed to ground Pillman's high flying for the most part. He turned it into a brawl. Pillman actually managed to adapt to it and roll with it, but it was too much, I think, eventually playing into Kingston's hands. Kingston finalised the match with a backhand to the face, and he covered Flying Brian number 2 for the 3. Great match. Not as good as Carter and Johnson. Well, that was the AEW Dark review. I'm back tomorrow. Nice, short and sweet, that one. Was that under 10 minutes? No, it wasn't. Very sorry. That was the AEW Dark review. I'm back tomorrow for the Dynamite review. Follow the show at Grapple With This. You can follow me at the Murphy Rhodes. Buy a Grapple With This Plague Shield. I've got mine. I still haven't put pictures on social media because I'm an absolute slacker. Hang on, I've just had a baby 2 weeks ago. Cut myself some slack. That's what I need to do. That's where the word slack should have been used in that sentence. Anyway, yeah, Grapple With This Plague Shield, aka face mask. You can get that in the link in the description. They're quite good. I've put them as cheap as I possibly can as well, so that I can make a profit. It's literally, I'm making about 50p profit if you buy one. The website was suggesting like double that price, and I was like, no, I'm not a mug. I'm a working class lad. I know what having no money's like. But I think this mask's worth it. It looks really cool, and I'm really, really happy with it. There's another link in the description. You can throw coffee at me and making me smile. Buymeacoffee.com/Murphy Rhodes. I will talk to you soon, but until then, take care, stay safe, and peace.